If you're one of the poor souls who's still in BlockFi, run to the exits now. It will go bankrupt. I wanted to use this video as an opportunity to warn anybody who's still using BlockFi to get their money, both their crypto and any of the US dollars they might be holding, the heck off the platform as soon as possible. Regardless of whether or not you're in crypto or not, you heard that there was a huge crash in May and June and that many of the crypto lending platforms and a lot of the brokerages went completely bankrupt. And while Voyager Digital, one of the bankrupt firms, did just announce that you can now access your USD and get it off their platform, all of the crypto that you held on any of these bankrupt institutions is long gone. If you look at the user agreement, BlockFi is set up just the same way as Celsius Network or Voyager Digital or Coinbase or Gemini. Any of the crypto you hold there is not protected. You may have seen in the news that although BlockFi was exposed to the Three Arrows Capital major mishap where they had hundreds of millions of dollars in loans that they did not pay back, BlockFi did get a loan that would give it some runway to be able to last longer. However, I come with a unique experience. I actually worked for startup companies during the dot-com bust in 1999 through 2001, and I can tell you that what I see in BlockFi is disturbing and you should run from the company now. So first, let's take a look at what happened during the dot-com bust. There were a lot of companies that went out of business, and one of my favorite examples is eToys.com. eToys.com made a very common mistake. It didn't understand what the company actually was. They thought they were a toy company. But here's the thing, when you're in e-commerce, it doesn't matter what product you sell. You aren't a toy store, you aren't a video game store, you aren't a comic book store, you are a shipping logistics company. And in winter of 1999, eToys.com screwed up and didn't get their products, toys, to families in time for Christmas. Imagine that little story around the Christmas tree. I'm sorry, Billy, Santa's late this year. Naturally, when the dot-com bust happened, eToys.com lost all of its existing users because it lost its credibility. And to make matters worse, because its finances were limited, they decided to cut back, both raising shipping costs and raising the prices of their products so they were no longer competitive with bricks and mortar stores. Naturally, eToys.com went out of business. In the recent weeks and months, BlockFi.com, which is a lending platform and a trading platform for crypto, has recently announced that they're pulling back on a lot of their features. Intuitively, as an individual, it makes sense. If you're headed into a recession or you're about to lose your job, of course you cut back on spending because you don't know how long it's going to be before you get another job. But if you're a startup company and you have something like the dot-com bust or the crypto crash, you do not eliminate the features that keep your user base happy. As far as crypto goes, you can see people fleeing from the sector. So now that BlockFi is doing things like removing their free transfers and also having to cancel their interest accounts due to the SEC coming in and busting their butt, there's nothing that separates BlockFi from any other trading platform except for the fact that there's significant downside risk. In other words, if BlockFi does declare bankruptcy, you're going to lose all of your crypto. And in the same way as Voyager Digital, you may also lose access to your USD funds that are held on the platform. BlockFi claims that it offers free trading and that it also has low fees, but let me point out a few different things that they've done. It used to be that you could get one free transfer per month to get your crypto off of the BlockFi platform, which was a neat feature. In fact, I hold one of their BlockFi Visa cards, and I was using it on a regular basis to get rewards paid out in Bitcoin instead of using it to get USD. However, not only have they removed that one free transfer a month, they've implemented significant fees. As of the recording of this video, it costs 0.00025 Bitcoin to transfer any Bitcoin off their platform. And although that sounds interesting because it is just a flat fee, currently that's $6 just to transfer anything off of their network. And it gets worse if you're talking about Ether. They charge 0.0135 as a flat fee, no matter how little you want to transfer Ether off. By today's numbers, that means you're paying nearly $23 to transfer any Ether off of BlockFi's platform. So let's talk about their trading. BlockFi claims that it has no trading fees, and while this is true, they mark up the cost of all their crypto by 1% above the actual spot price. In other words, while you aren't paying any commissions, you're paying 1% more than you would to buy it anywhere else besides BlockFi. Compare Comparatively, Coinbase Pro charges 0.6% for market orders and 0.4% for limit orders. Gemini's ActiveTrader charges 0.4% for market orders and 0.2% for limit orders. And if you're willing to take on a little risk by going with Binance's US division, there are no trading fees for Bitcoin right now. And they've also lowered their fees on all other crypto to beat everyone else in the industry. So that's right, you're paying more sticking with BlockFi with its no trading fees than you would if you went with Coinbase, which is notorious for having some of the highest fees in the industry. Not only is BlockFi's current approach discouraging new users from signing up, they're also going to lose their current users, which means they have even less runway than they currently do. I have a feeling that many of BlockFi's users are exactly like myself. I stopped using their Visa card entirely when they announced that they were going to eliminate that one free transfer, and instead I got Gemini's MasterCard. So what should they do? They need to pivot. They need to demonstrate that they do have a definitive edge and that they're a company that deserves to survive the next crypto crash, because right now they have no competitive edge. Just like the dot-com bust, which had lots of useless companies that went out of business, BlockFi is headed down that path. And even if I'm wrong about BlockFi going bankrupt, what's the point in taking on that higher risk? Investing in crypto is already a high-stakes game. You're taking on some of the highest investment risk of any sector that's out there. Why pile on more risk? Especially now that all the interest-bearing accounts have pretty much been destroyed. Even if you do still have an interest-bearing account at BlockFi, they're only paying you 3.5% annually. And while that's better than the 1.6% you can get at a savings account, you have to remember that a savings account is risk-free. Your funds are protected. You're taking on limitless risk by having your crypto invested by BlockFi. There is no protection if BlockFi goes bankrupt, and you're only earning 3.5% for that risk. To learn more about crypto and other kinds of long-term investing, check out some of my other videos here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.